Hi ma'am, and good day everyone. I'm Rhaiel A. Sasil, a student of Agusan del Sur School of Arts and Trades with a course of Metals and Fabrication Technology, 3rd year. My title report is Apolinario Mabini, the Philippine Revolution. Apolinario Mabini describes Rizal execution in the Philippine Revolution. So gipakita ni Apolinario Mabini niya kung giunsa pag-execute ang mga Pilipino sa panahon sa mga Spaniards. Apolinario Mabini is a General Emilio Aguinaldo Chief Advisor, eyewitness to the Philippine Revolution between Filipino and American War, had a personal knowledge of the events and major personalities of those periods. And the last one, he was a member of La Liga Filipina, which Rizal founded, and he became an official of the Cuerpo de Compromisarios, which succeeded La Liga. He avoided execution for complicity in the Philippine Revolution because of his paralysis and was confined at the San Juan de Dios Hospital during the first half of the revolution. So, si Apolinario Mabini, wala siya na akusasahan tungod sa iyahang sakit. Instead, gi-confine pa siya sa hospital, the San Juan de Dios Hospital, during sa first half of the revolution. And then by the second half of the revolution, nahimo na siyang chief advisor of Emilio Aguinaldo. And then, he wrote the Revolution Filipina when he was exiled in Guam. So, ang Revolution Filipina is an important recollection events in the Philippine history. Isa sa mga pinaka-importante nga nahitabo ng mga events sa Pilipinas, ang Revolution Filipina. Less than a year afterward, the Katipunan had spread all over the province of Manila and was beginning to branch out into Cavite and Bulacan. So wala nagdugay na spread na ang Katipunan, ang grupo sa mga Pilipino against Spaniard. Spread na all over the province of Manila, and nagplano na po sila kung spread sila dira po sa Cavite padulong sa Bulacan. So according to Apolinario Mabini, I foresaw the horrors which would follow its discovering by the authorities. So nakita na ni Apolinario Mabini ang kahadlok na iyang na-predict. What if ang mga Katipunero, what if ang kanang mga grupo sa mga Pilipino nga nagkahiusa to fights against invador nga mananakop ng mga foreigner, kung mahibaw-an daw sa otoridad, kay ang otoridad ato before is ang mga Spaniards, kay mas power man sila, kay sila mga gustong sakop. So what if daw mahibaw-an sa mga taga-Spaniards ang mga grupo sa Pilipino? Nahadlok sa Apolinario Mabini for that. What if unsa daw ang possible na consequences nga tubangon sa mga Pilipino? But having been unable to obstruct before, much less than could I do so now when I was already ill and was beside, considered by the society leader as a very lukewarm patriot. So even sa iyang kapansanan, even Apolinario Mabini na siya pulyo, dili siya kalakaw, na siya sakit, pero gibuhat gyapon niya tanan as a leader. Gi-consider gyapon siya sa society, sa kinatibuk-an as a leader. So naagyapon siya sa ilang kilid, nag-guide sa mga kaubanan niya as a lukewarm patriot leader. In August 1896, the head of the printing press of the Diario de Manila had discovered that some of his employees belonged to the secret society. Recourse was had to the usual method of torture, and not only the Katipunan, but also the Masonic Brother and the other societies already dissolved, like La Liga and Cuerpo de Compromisarios were discovered. So, katong August 1896, nasakpan naman sila katong sa head printing press sa Diario de Manila, na ang uban niya ng mga trabahante is a part involved atong mga kalihukan sa mga Pilipinos. So luoy kaayo ang mga Pilipino, gipang torture, and then ang katong mga nahibaw-an pa ng mga uban-uban ng mga grupo like La Liga Filipina and Cuerpo de Compromisarios, ilang gibungkag sa Spaniards kay suko ang mga Spaniards kay against lagi sa ilaha. Bonifacio and his follower were able to flee to the mountain, and from there ordered the people councils to rise or join them, so as not to fall in the hand of the constabulary. So Andres Bonifacio and his follower namundok sila kay ilang tambagan pa ang mga uban mga Pilipino dito, ilang tambagan nga mo join sa ilang grupo sa katipunan kay dili gid gusto ang atong mga kaninuan o atong mga ancestor, Filipino ancestor nga masakop ta. Spaniards authorities, following the advice of friars, decided to teach terrible exemplary lesson, and for this purpose seized not only the Katipuneros but the Masuns as well as all those who had belonged to the dissolved societies. They also ordered the arrest of all the prominent in every province. The fate of captured was cruel and horrible. So, following the Spaniards authorities, so ang mga kusgan dahil sa una mag-advise is ang mga friars, which is mo po'y ginasunod sa mga Spaniard. Ang advice sa friars dito is i-torture ang mga Pilipino. Dakpon sa uban mga probinsya, dakpon ang mga Pilipino, i-torture, paantuson. So inana ka, grabe ka awful kaya ang mga kaagi sa atong mga kaninuan to fight sa ato ang freedom lang. The Katipuneros had managed to put themselves beyond reach of the persecution in time, and only those who were not were arrested, since the latter were tortured to compel them to admit their complicity in the insurrection, and they know nothing about it. They could not escape this suffering. Many died as a result. Many were executed under sentence of court-martials. Many others shot without any trial at all, and still others suffocated in green dungeons. So, ipangdakop nila ang mga Pilipino nga involved sa kalihukan, and even katong mga walay labot gipangdakop gyapon nila, gipang tortured, gipaantos. So grabe kaluoy kayo. Ang uban gipamusil, gipangumbahan, gipangdakop, gipamatay. And even gani ang mga Pilipino nang sukol sila pero naglisod gid sila sa mga Espanyol. Those who suffered imprisonment and deportations were lucky. So ang mga lucky lang di ato, ang mga swerte ato is katong na preso ang katong gipang-deport, katong gipahawa sa mga sa Pilipinas. For example, ang katong kaubanan ni Apolinario Mabini nga wala sila ni sign in sa katong agreement sa between the Filipino and the Spaniard. Mutigil na lagi ang mga Pilipino sa pag-fight. So natoy agreement nga ipasign ng Spaniards, then a few of the Filipino wala sila nag-sign kaya dili sila gusto gyud sila mag-fight sa ato ang freedom. So wala man silang sign in sa agreement, gipalakaw sila, gipa-exile sila sa Guam. So ang maorto sila yung mga swerte, wala sila na torture. Sasil was shot on December 30, 1896 as a principal instigator of the movement, and those really guilty of giving cause for Filipinos to hate the very name of Spaniards were praised for their patriotism. So by December 30, 1896, gi-shoot si Rizal. Kaya tungkol lagi daw, siya ang principal, siya ang head, siya ang instigator sa mga kalibukan against Spaniard.
Apunte! Consumatum est!
Before the outbreak of insurrection, Rizal, in order to put an end to an indefinite exile, had offered his medical service to Spanish army campaigning in Cuba. So before the gipatay si Rizal, nag-offer pa si Rizal sa iyahang medical service sa mga nag-campaign o military sa Cuba sa mga Spaniard. The government having agreed to his proposal, he was taken from Dapitan and kept aboard warship anchored in Manila Bay, awaiting transport to Spain, where he had to be sent back soon after because the judge's advocate of his continuing court-martial demanded custody of the Rizal to answer the charge against him that might occur from the evidence. So gikuha si Rizal sa Dapitan and then gibutang siya sa warship sa Spaniard na nasa Manila Bay. So while nagwaiting sila sa yung deportation padulong sa Spaniard, nagpromise po ang labaw sa Spaniard nga ibalik ra si Rizal dira sa Pilipinas kay naapay tulubagon si Rizal sa katulaging mga agreement lagi na part or involved si Rizal sa mga kalihukan against Spain. Although Rizal banishments to the Pitan eliminated all possibilities of his active participations in the movement, he was found guilty of having been its chiefly instigator because, had it not been for article he had published in La Solidaridad and for his novels, the people would never have taken to politics. The judgment was totally incorrect because political activities in the Philippines antedated Rizal, because he was only a personality created by needs of these activities. So, the judgment was totally incorrect. So, mali daw kayo ang judgment kay Rizal according to Apolinario Mabini. Kaya nga naman, ang mga Spaniard nagtuo na ang sulod sa novel ni Rizal is all about politics. Na ginatudluan ni Rizal ang mga Pilipino mamulitika kontra Spaniard. So, mao'y thought sa Spaniard na politika ang ginatudlo ni Rizal. So, mali di ay. Ang ginatudlo ni Rizal is ang katong mga novel mo ni Rizal, ang sulod atong mga novel ni Rizal kat like El Filibusterismo, No Limit Angere, is kung giunsa tapag maltrato sa mga Spaniard, giunsa tapag abuso sa mga Spaniard. Ang gusto ni Rizal, by using his pen, gigamit ni Rizal ang talent, nagsulat siya, pinaagi siyang sulat, dito gisaysay niya kung unsa ta kamangmang, kung unsa ta gipag-abuso sa mga Spaniard, kay a few Filipinos wala pa gid nakabalo kung giunsa ta giampingan ba dita sa Spaniards or giabuso. The moment was by nature slow and gentle. It had become violent because obstructed Rizal had not started the resistance. Yet, he was condemned to death. So, nagkagulyang sila. Nga si Rizal, wala pa gani maklaro gid ang investigasyon, gikandem na si Rizal nga bitayon na siya, patayon siya sa iyang pagkasala. Were he not innocent, he would not be martyred. Rizal went to execution's grounds calm and even cheerful, to show that he was happy to sacrifice his life, which he had dedicated to the good of all Filipinos, confident that in bold and gratitude they would always remember him and follow his example and teaching. So si Rizal gidala na dito sa venue kung asa sa issue.
Apunte! Consumatum est!
Wala nagduol si Rizal, and even nalipay pa gani siya, kay willing niya ihatag ang iyang kaugalingon, willing siya mag-donate sa iyang life para sa mga kaayuhan sa Pilipino, para lang makabuot ang atong freedom. Kaya kung unsa ta karon, unsa ka malipayon karon, it's because of the sacrifices sa ato ang mga ancestor, ang mga nagi, na nagsakripisyo sa ilang panahon, sa ilang kinabuhi, sa ilang mga effort, para lang mahayahin na karon, para makamit lang atong freedom. He had known perfectly well that if he denounced the abuses which Spaniards were committing in the Philippines, they would not sleep in peace until they had encompassed his ruin. So, kung gi-announce pa lang daw niya, kung gibulgar pa lang daw niya, ingon sa mga Spaniards, ang mga dili kaayuhan, yung mga ginuhatan sa mga Spaniards sa Pilipinas, dili daw makatulog ang mga Spaniards kung dili makitaan si Rizal, dauton gid si Rizal o patyon si Rizal kay mainsulto man ang mga Spaniards sa ato. Yet he did so, because if the abuses were not exposed, they would never be remedied. So ingon ni Rizal, sakto ra pod nga nakabalo ang mga Pilipino nga giabuso na ita sa mga Spaniards, kay kung wala dili ta makakamit og kalayaan, dili ta mosugod, wala ra ta, dili ta makamata sa ilang pag-abuso or wala la ta, magpaalipin lang gyapon ta. From the day Rizal understood the misfortune of his native land, decided to work to redress them, his vivid imaginations never ceased to picture to him at the very moment of his life the terrors of the death that awaited him. Thus he learned not to fear it, and had no fear when it came to take him away. Bravely endured until the end for the love of his countrymen. God grant that they will know how to render to him the only tribute worthy of his memory, the imitation of its virtues. By the time nga kabalo na si Rizal sa iyang motherland kung unsa kaluoy, unsa ka tabanganan sa iyang mga Filipinos, wala gyud siya nagduha-duha sa iyang kaugalingon, sa iyang imagination nga i-picture out, inana gyud kabalo na siya nga what if maabot ang panahon na sa iyang kamatayon, mao gini magdala daw sa iya padulong sa iyang kamatayon, pero at least buo iyang determinasyon nga willing siya mag-donate sa iyang life, sa iyang abo sa effort para makamit lang ang kalayaan nato.
Consumatum est!
So that's all, and thank you everyone. I hope nga namin nakuha sa akong report about Apolinario Mabini in the Philippine Revolution. Thank you and God bless.